Understanding how social media works is really important to understanding how we can use social media for our own purposes. And for us, this also means that we need to understand how algorithms and fake news work. Don't be intimidated by the term algorithm. According to Sarah Wachter-Becher in her book Technically Wrong, all that an algorithm is a set of steps that are used to perform computation. The example that she gives in the book is just a simple math problem where you've taken two numbers and added them together and it equals a sum. These steps that we do to perform that give us the final result, which is what the two numbers that we've added together equal. Social media is basically trying to figure out mathematically what it is that you should be seeing. As she talks about in her book, Sarah Wachter-Becher explains that people who work for coding a lot of these apps that we use will sort of set up an idea in their heads of what is a normal person in this situation, like trying to decide who they're marketing it to, and based on that, they can understand what we want to see. This can be really awesome when it's applied to real life. For example, I'm interested in fair trade fashion. Social media at this point, because I have engaged with so many bloggers who are interested in this topic and with a lot of brands who identify as fair trade brands, targets me this way. It knows I don't want to just shop at all of the mall stores. It knows that I'm looking for these types of brands. So these are types of ads that I'm seeing. However, on the flip side, this can also be kind of a problem when A, not everybody fits this normal mode of what social media is seeing, so maybe social media is mistargeting people, or when we're encountering things like fake news. So what is fake news? Fake news is something like when presidential counselor Kellyanne Conway says a massacre happened in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and nothing out of the ordinary at all happened in Bowling Green, Kentucky on the day that she's talking about. That's when we're encountering a story that is fake news. According to Sarah Wachter-Becher, Facebook has also had problems with fake news. They have had a lot of different news stories trend in the past that are not things that have really happened. So how this happens, for example, is that if there is a story that comes out that's the ghost of Elvis was spotted on the moon, and I like that story and I share it with you, and you like that story and you share it with your whole social network, it can catch on to a variety of other people's whole friend groups, and that can trend or it can go viral. And basically, it doesn't matter if the story is true or not because the math thinks that it's true based on how many people are sharing this information. Algorithms measure engagement, so anything at all that we share could potentially trend. What happens when algorithms affect more than just what we buy or silly news that we share? According to Nicole Cook, algorithms can result in a lot of confirmation bias in what they're showing us. What confirmation bias is it's the idea that we use social media to interact with like-minded people. This is certainly true for me because I use social media to find out about new fair trade fashion brands and sometimes to find the next great book that I want to read. But this can be a problem when we're thinking about things like making political decisions because no one, when they're really examining every potential political option, should be seeing just news from one side, no matter which side that is. We also have to ask ourselves what types of news are really out there. According to Nicole Cook, we can sometimes misidentify satire as real news. So satire is things like if we're reading The Onion, and The Onion is a spoof website, and it does a story that is, loosely based on something that has really happened, but it's kind of taking it and putting a funny spin on it. Andreu Casero-Ripolles calls this infotainment. So we're taking these ideas and we're making them into something that's entertaining, like the weekly news updates on Saturday Night Live, but they're not really the most accurate version of what's happened. They're us as humans filtering them through our own personal ideas of what is and isn't funny. The good news is that according to Lucinda Rush, students, who by the way she states are already using social media to engage with the news, feel responsible for knowing what's going on in the world, which is great, and they also feel responsible for sharing accurate information. So with the idea that we can understand algorithms and fake news, everyone will be a lot more information literate, including and especially students who are using social media to find and share correct information.